Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw the wrench for 1.2D. I'm going to draw my lines a little bit darker than normal. Remember, you'll erase all your layout lines, so you should only have the black outlines of the wrench. The red lines that are dimensions and center lines, as well as construction lines, should be erased when you're finished here. So to center this drawing, top to bottom will be easy. It's going to be right across the center. Left to right, I've got to add up the total length of my drawing. So I need this radius, these two linear dimensions, and this radius on the back side here. So if I put all those together, I have 9.75 from end to end on the wrench. So I've already located the center of my paper here. I'm going to draw a nice light guideline to put my wrench on. And then my wrench is 9.75 inches. What I'm going to do is just measure that out along the bottom of my title block. So starting at the 0 over here, I'm going to make just a little mark for 9.75. So this space here, I want half of that on each side of the wrench. So I'm going to measure what I have left there. I have 1.25 inches, so I'm going to start with half of that space on the left over here. So this should be this point on the end of the wrench here, this little mark I have here. So I'm going to lay out all the dimensions here first. I'm going to lay out the radius 1.5 inches, then the 2.5, the 5, and the 0.75 all at one time here. So there's my 1.5 inches. That's where the center of my compass is going to go. I'm going to lay out my 2.5 from there, and my 5 inches. And then the last radius, 0.75. Right. So the next step for me, I'm going to draw the large radius on the left side, and I'm also going to draw the 0.75 radius over here. I'm going to keep this light because I don't need the entire circle when I'm finished, so I'm not going to darken that in. I'm going to keep it nice and light. Then I'll go over here and strike the 0.75. Now that I have those two radiuses laid out, I'm going to make a nice light line for myself here, and then I can take this over to the larger circle. Again, make sure you compensate for your pencil weight so it is tangent. This hexagon that's here is circumscribed around the circle. The diameter of the circle is 1.5, and I already have my compass set to 0.75 for back here, so I'm going to go ahead and strike that circle. Next, I'll just check that dimension over here. Transfer that size. Very lightly take this around because I'm going to have to erase that entire circle when I'm finished. The next thing I'm going to do is to lay out these two radii. They have a radius of 0.5, so I'm going to go ahead and measure that out here. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in a nice light guideline here. So I only have to draw half the circle. Now I'll go back with my HB mechanical pencil, and I'll add in these two horizontal lines. Now I'm going to work on creating the hexagon here, so I'm going to need my 30-60 triangle for that. I'll start with my two horizontal lines. Again, make sure you compensate for your pencil thickness here. and you'll have to overdraw those two to start. And then I'll use my mechanical pencil to put in the 60-degree lines because I know where they start and stop. The last feature to add in is this fillet here. So this fillet is radius 1/2 inch. It is tangent to the 1.5 inch circle and is tangent to this line. So in order to find the center point, we're going to swing an arc out here, and this will be this radius of 1.5 plus the 0.5. So we're going to swing radius 2, and then we're going to offset this line up 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to make a mark right there. That's 1/2 inch. And then I'll take my compass and I'm going to set my compass to strike through that mark. Now I don't need all of that circle. I'm going to need a little bit here, and I'm going to need some on the bottom. Now we're going to offset this line down 1/2 inch and this line up 1/2 inch. So this is the center point for the fillet on the top and bottom. In order to get exactly where it should start and stop, the first step is just a vertical line. Again, compensating for your pencil weight. I'll put a little mark on the inside of my figure where that should start, and then I'm going to connect between the center points. Again, just a little mark in here. These are my points of tangency, so I should swing my arc in between those two. Now it's time to set your compass to 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go back to this point. That looks good. I'm going to come over here now. I'm going to check that it's tangent, make any adjustments that I need. Just swing in that little section of the arc, come up here and do the same thing. Now I'm going to go back and darken the outside of this. At this point, it's time to darken in these two lines, this back radius, and then some work with our eraser shield. All of your layout lines need to be erased, so make sure you use your eraser shield to get in there and clean out all the layout lines and anything you've overdrawn so that only the figure is left when you're finished. So make sure you just have the wrench, all the lines in black. That should be the only thing when you're all done. And then don't forget to fill out your title block when you're done.